Hey sweet friends, welcome back to Kimmy's Kitchen and More. I hope you guys are having a terrific Tuesday and happy Tea Tuesday. I am drinking out of this really cool cup that my sweet friend Karina got me. She recently gifted me this. It says all I need is coffee and Jesus. And I do not have tea in here. I have iced coffee. And I am using my Mandalorian straw. If you can see that, Mando's on there. And it came in, I think, like a 6 or an 8 pack of straws for under $4 at Walmart. My daughter had picked them out. And so I think it comes with like either 3 Mando and 3 of the child Go Gru, or 4 Mando and 4 Go Gru. I can't remember, but it was like a decent amount for how much it cost. And so yeah, that's what I'm drinking. So, speaking of Karina, I have some questions that Karina had asked for my Tea Tuesday. And I didn't see any other questions from anyone else, so if I missed them, please comment down below in this video and I will get them next week. Or if you have thought of some new ones and want to ask, comment down below. So, let's see. The first one is she asked, what is one life mistake that I've made that I wish I could have changed? And when I read that, I had to really think about it, because I try not to live with, like, you know, regrets or anything like that. I feel like everything is a lesson in life, and you know, you learn from it, you grow from it. But I got to thinking, and I thought, you know what? More recently in my life, there was a job that I was at, and I really, really loved it. Loved the people, loved everyone there. COVID happened, and COVID came through the place, and COVID infections, and I got really scared, and I had of course, my own family to think about, my children and my husband, and my parents back home and things like that, other family that I'd go back and visit. So, I probably reacted a little quickly in the decision. I mean, ultimately, I believe the same decision would have happened because of COVID. It just would have been out maybe 2 weeks. I left kind of abruptly. I mean, I went in, I let them know. I just didn't never show up. You know, I went in and I let them know, you know, that I was going to need to leave. And they completely understood. They totally got it. It was right at the beginning of COVID, when COVID was wild and rampant, and they totally understood. They were like, we'd have you back anytime. They put me on the rehire list and everything. I wish I was not been so maybe quick to react, because I try not to be a reactive person. I'm not perfect, and sometimes I am reactive, but I try not to be, and I've gotten better about it as I've gotten older. Because you know, obviously when you are quick to react, you know, things can happen, things can get said, and things can get done, and then you might later regret it, you know. So that's probably one thing as far as like a mistake. I could have like pushed it out a little bit. I wish I would have, but you know, hindsight's 2020, and like I said, you know, COVID scared all of us. I mean, you know, it's still taking over our country, and it still worries all of us, you know. But yeah, that's probably the one. Next, she says, what are your 2 pet peeves? And I want to say that Jess asked me this before, Jess over at JW Vlogs, and I remember saying bad drivers. Bad drivers annoy me. Because I could be like this, like zen, you know, like just my calm personality. And then I get on the road and people are, you know, cutting you off, not giving her turn signals, just acting a fool. And you're just like, I'm just like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I do not like bad drivers. They make me so angry. Bad drivers. And the other one is probably people who don't chew properly. And what I mean by that is people who don't close their mouth when they eat. Like, that was like a big no-no at my kitchen table in my house growing up. Like, you shut your mouth when you are chewing. You close it. You shut it completely. You do not smack your lips. That was a big no-no. My mom got on us. Like, we were not allowed to do that. Any cousins that came over were not allowed to do that. I got cousins that could vouch for that. Yeah, so people who don't just like, to me, that's like eating properly, because that's how I was raised, and we were all raised differently. Some of us were raised the same, some of us were raised differently. But yeah, so like bad drivers and people who do not close their mouth when they are eating. I don't want to hear that. And then, thank you for these questions, Karina. And then she also asked, have you ever gone to another country to do ministries? Oh, that is so funny she asked that. So, just a few years before my mother-in-law passed away, her and my father-in-law went to Honduras, and I always thought that was so cool that they did that, and I always thought it would be so cool, and I always say, like, maybe someday, like, when the kids are, you know, on their own and have families of their own and have kids of their own, that I would love to do that someday. That would be like a bucket list thing for me, to go overseas and do any type of missionary work. Oh goodness, especially with babies. I would love to work with babies. I love babies. And she asked, where would you like to go? Like, if I could go, where would I go? And it didn't take me long. It's so funny how this came to my mind immediately when I looked at that question. It was almost like maybe that's something that God has planned for me in the future, because immediately Africa came to my mind. And then after that, I thought about Morocco. And it's funny because about 2 weeks ago, I had a dream about Morocco. And y'all know I've talked about my dreams before. So I just thought, man, wouldn't that be amazing? Or, you know, you just never know. You never know what God has in store. So you just have to, you know, wait it out. His timing, not ours, right? Then she asked, what is your favorite pet besides a cat or a dog? And I mean, I've had iguana. Sorry guys, my allergies are acting up today. But I've had an iguana, we've had a bird. Years ago I had, don't hold this against me guys, this I was very, very young. It was a snake. It was a Colombian boa constrictor. And it was only because the guy I was dating in high school, his parents wouldn't allow him to have it, so he took it to my house. But quick funny story on Tea Tuesday. That snake got loose. Okay. Y'all see how I have my picture here behind me, that my bulletin that's got all my beautiful cards and things like that from all my sweet YouTube friends and family? Well, there was a picture. My mom was sitting in a recliner just like this. There was a picture behind her. We couldn't find that snake for nothing. We looked all over, and of course we didn't want my mom to know that the snake was on the loose, because she absolutely hated snakes. So we couldn't tell her, yeah, Mom, if you see a snake, let us know. Gosh, you think about the things you did when you were younger, and you're just like, oh my gosh. So anyways, the snake was on the loose. We were looking all over for it, and all of a sudden I came in the living room and I looked up, and there was that daggone snake wrapped around that picture directly behind my mom's head. Yeah, that's one for the books. That's no lie, guy. That's a true story, unfortunately. So we had to kind of just be like, Mom, you need to get up kind of slow. She was not happy. Oh, she was not happy. So anyways, that's really funny. But yeah, that was not one of my favorite ones. It never was one of my favorite ones. And never ever would have one of them again. Ever, 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 ever. But I always thought it would be cool to have a pet monkey. Like, I love monkeys, and I just think it would be so neat to have a monkey. And I know, I'm not talking about those little ones either. You know those little tiny ones? No, like I want a chimp. I've always wanted a chimpanzee. I always just thought they were the coolest thing, and I love watching them like on Discovery Channel and all that. But obviously, you know, I'd never have that kind of pet because, you know, they probably maul your eyes out. But and they've been known to do that. But I just always thought it was cool. Like from like a little girl up until probably, you know, my 20s, I always was like, it'd be so cool to have a monkey. Anyways, yeah. We have had a goat. No. When I say we had a goat, like that was like my parents. As far as like my husband and I, we've only just had cats and dogs. But when I was younger, and then like we had like a rabbit, we had chickens and pigs, those sorts of things, you know. I did love the piggies though. But yeah. So, and then next she says, what is your most embarrassing moment ever? Oh, it did not take long for this question, for the answer to come for this question. This is really embarrassing, guys. So I used to get, you know, back in my early 20s, before they started having all these salons where you could just go in and get your nails done. And I'm sure they did have, I mean, I know they did have them then, but rather than me pay to get them done, I would go and I would get, you know, the glue-on ones, the press-on ones. And you know, back in the day, those press-ons weren't so great. They didn't hold very good. Well, one night, I was probably, what, 21? Probably 21. I was on a date, and we were at the movies, and we got popcorn. Do y'all see where this is going? So we got popcorn, and all of a sudden he reached down into the box of the popcorn, and I had on bright red fingernails too. And he reached down in the popcorn, and all of a sudden he pulled it out, and he looked at it, and he goes, and then he looked at me, and he looked, and I was like trying to hide my fingernails, you know. He looks at my fingernails, and he goes, "Is this yours?" That is definitely the most embarrassing. And I was like, yeah. But yeah, that was funny. That was really, really funny. So that was certainly my most embarrassing moment. So thank you, Karina, for asking these questions. And I will link Karina's channel down below so you can go over and check her out at Mommy and Kimberly's Adventures. And like I said, if anyone else has any questions, write them down below, guys, and I'll answer them. And I hope y'all have enjoyed this Tea Tuesday. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. And stay safe, be kind, and until next time, bye y'all.